So most data sourcing approaches and verification processes really lag when it comes to quality for prospecting big businesses and specifically doing B2B email verification. Today, we're going to touch on why there's the big drop in quality at big companies, how you can fix it, and finally, one quick method of doing some quality assurance tests to show you how the new way works versus the old method. So, first of all, the real issue is most data sourcing and verification processes look something like this, even though this is a very simplified version. They get data from publicly available sources, from contributor networks, and even use things like syntax guessing. Then they run email verification on SMTP. So essentially, what this means, and there's really two big problems, is they get the data from online and then it gets verified by SMTP-based verification every 30 to 90 days, depending on the data set. Now, the big problems this causes are, firstly, online data really doesn't get updated effectively when it comes to B2B profiles. And then secondly, catch-all servers don't provide conclusive results for SMTP-based verification. So the data can be wrong online, and then it doesn't get updated by the verification process for email. Here's an example of how that works and plays out. So we'll use Upwork.com as an example because they use a catch-all server. You can see this person's listed as working at Upwork, but because of the open to work banner, we know that just for this example, the person's very unlikely to be employed at Upwork. So if we take the most likely email permutation for this profile and run it through some standard B2B email verification, you'll get two types of results back. Firstly, the provider might say that the email address is just completely valid because all the online data is pointing towards that fact, even though we know by taking a closer look it's unlikely to be true. Or they'll provide another result which is equally unhelpful, and they'll say that it's just a catch-all email and there's no way of verifying it. So what we do at Allegro that's different and how we can fix this is we run email verification that isn't dependent on online information and it isn't dependent on SMTP. So you can jump inside Allegro like this. We go ahead. That's the Loom video. Give me 1 second. We go ahead. We add that most likely email permutation to Allegro. We hit verify. And then when we run the email verification, we actually go a step further and we can identify that this email is a dead contact, a dead email. And that means because of the catch-all configuration at Upwork, they're less likely to provide a bounce, but we know that the person isn't still there and that the email account is not valid. This means that you can both get more net new verified contacts at mid-market enterprise companies and keep your lists clean in that segment so you don't hit spam traps or run into deliverability issues. Now, when it comes to QAing, what I did here as a quick test to show you today is how you could go to known catch-all accounts. You could pick off a few contacts that have the open to work banner, and you could run them through legacy verifiers versus Allegrow to see how we're able to identify the people that have already left the role. We're not using that open to work banner to do the verification. It's just an easy way for you to pick those contacts from the outside looking in. What you can also do is you could even take contacts from your own company who you know have left the position and their email account isn't valid, and you could add them to the verification process. And it's even better if they don't have the open to work banner because that'll happen a lot of the time too. So with Allegro, you're able to get better data quality, greater numbers of verified contacts at catch-all accounts, and avoid spam traps so that you hit the primary inbox and your go-to-market motion works correctly. Thanks very much.